Hi beauties, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. For today we're going to be doing the alter ego look for Juvia's place. This is a chance to win $10,000, so I'm going to try and really go in and do a really beautiful look. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Do you like the one that we're going to have the gold crown, or do you like the one that we're going to do with the dark crown? Let me know. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, like this video, and let's get started. Alright beauties, let's get started. We're using the e.l.f. Plus Oil Control Matte Lotion. This is going to mattify your skin and get it prepared for the makeup you're going to be layering on. Now we're going in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is my favorite primer. I'm sure you guessed by now. And this is going to help to smooth out our pores and make sure that we have a smooth application. Now before we go in and start putting on foundation, we want to just kind of mattify that skin. So put on a setting powder and just place that all over the skin. As you can see, it mattified. Then I'm going in with my foundation stick from Juvia's place in Mozambique, and I am putting that around my entire face and blending it out. It has really good coverage, and I love the finish. And literally once you put the foundation around the face, it's very like simple taps that you do, and it literally just blends itself almost. As you can see, I'm just literally tapping a little and bam, the face is looking nice and complete. Now I'm going in with the number 16 concealer from Juvia's place, and I am adding that as my highlight. So that is going to go into all of the areas where I want to bring light. And this concealer is also very good. Now I'm using a foundation stick in the color Benin, and this is what I'm using as a contour. Now both of these products together are really nice. I'm also going to use the P. Louise base as a cream blush and start to blend. And as you can see, the foundation stick blends out beautifully. It is so easy. You literally barely tap it and it starts to blend, and it has very good coverage. The concealer has good coverage as well, as you will see as we blend that out. And these products just really give you a nice base. I really love how all of them work together and how the look came out. I'm now just tapping out the cream blush. So I do contour first, then cream blush, and then I do the concealer because I like my concealer to be opaque, and if you let it sit a little, it makes the buildup a lot more coverage than if you just go in immediately. So as you can see, the coverage is nice. I absolutely love how this is looking, and I am just using my sponge to blend everything out. So I like to use a brush to blend the contour and to tap in the cream blush. And then I like to use a sponge to blend out the concealer, because I'm not only blending out the concealer. Once I blend out the concealer, I'll go over the whole face. And if there's any excess product, the sponge will take that off. So I'm just taking my time and making sure to blend everything out, making sure the coverage is looking good. And it is looking so nice and seamless. I definitely love these products. Look at the melt, look at the melt. Now I'm going into the chalk dust powder from the crayon case in the letter A, and I am just tapping that around my face to make sure that everything is nice and mattified. So this is just going to be a base prior to me setting everything, and I'm going to now contour going into the contoursition notebook from the crayon case and go over the areas where I want the contour to be set. So anytime you put down any type of a cream or liquid, you want to set it with a powder to make sure it doesn't move around. And that's what I'm doing right now. As you can see, the chisel is real. Okay, nose is looking snatched, and now we're going to go down the jawbone just a little and a little under the chin to make sure everything is nice and lifted. Perfect. Now we're going to go into the setting powder from Juvia's place, and we're going to add that right underneath the eye. This is more of a yellow base powder. I like to add the yellow base powder first because it complements my skin tone. I have yellow and reddish undertones, and this just helps to bring out balance. So I'm just using this right now, tapping it into the skin and making sure that everything looks nice and mattified before I move on to a lighter setting powder it has less yellow, but it is still like a light yellow tint. That will just help to brighten, because I do like a bright under eye, not over bright, but just like a nice bright under eye. So right now, if I were doing a natural look, I would just keep the yellow and continue from there. But because I am doing a very dramatic look, I do want my under eye to pop, so I will be going into the brighter setting powder. Also, I am oily, so for me, layering powders works because my face is oily and my face will eventually start to secrete the oils that make it look, you know, a little bit greasy. But if you do have dry skin, you may not want to layer powders. Maybe one setting powder would be enough, because you don't want your skin to start being dry and flaking. So definitely keep that in mind. Different skin types can take different things, and with my skin type, the layering of powders helps my makeup to stay longer without creasing and without oil seeping through. If I put, you know, more powders and tap it in, it just helps with that. So if you do have oily skin, definitely make sure to follow this. So I'm just going over the contoured areas once again to make sure that they are defined after I put on that setting powder, and then I'm going to go into the brightening powder now and just brighten under the eye, as I was saying earlier. And as you can see, I'm tapping. First I tap a little, and then I tap a little bit more, because I know I'm about to be putting on eyeshadow. I want this to be a little bit thick under the eyes, but around the rest of the face is going to be very, very sheer when I put this brighter color. And then after I put my setting powders, I like to always go over all of the areas where I contour to make sure that those areas are not going to be brighter from the powder. Now I use the concealer as an eyeshadow base in the number 16 once again, and I just blend that out. And then I'm going to my Juvias Place Times Vanessa Ngaya palette, and I am going into the brown color in that palette and creating the shape that I want this eye look to be in. So as you can see, the center is empty. I have lines going up from the front and from the back, and it will be more defined later. So right now it may look a little crazy, but bear with me, you guys, because we're going to snatch this together. So I'm literally just using a crease brush and tapping the color to get the maximum color payoff. Then I'm going to go ahead and go into this reddish color that's in this palette, and I'm tapping that right on the line to blend everything out and to create a gradient. And I'm going back and forth between the brown and the red until the gradient is exactly how I want it to be. Whenever you're creating a gradient, you have to go back and forth between colors until the blend is perfect. So right now I'm just taking my time and just going back and forth between those two colors until I feel like the gradient is looking seamless and how I want it to look prior to going into the next steps. So make sure to blend that out once you add the color, and make sure that everything is nice and feathered and that it's not too harsh. Now we're going to go into the crayon case loose leaf wipes and go into the center of the eye and make sure to clean that out, because we're going to be adding a base there. So I just want to create the shape prior to that. And then we're going into the blank canvas from P. Louise and putting that right into the center of the eye in an upward direction, just the way the shadows are going. And this is going to be like an abstract look, but it's really, really beautiful. Just kind of a different take on a cut crease. We're cutting the crease, but we're cutting it in the center, and it's going up into this little wave. And now I'm just redefining the edges, making sure that everything looks nice and seamless, and that everything is looking nice and airbrushed on the ends. Now I'm going into this really light tan color for the center of the eye, because I want to have a color there prior to going in with the other things you're going to see. So right now I'm using the Graffiti Liner in the color Antique. It's this nice gold, and this Precise brush number 14 from Lashing Out Glam. Both of the products are Lashing Out Glam, and I am just creating this line that is super thin but super precise. Now we're going to go in with some rhinestones and gold flakes. So that's the stuff I was talking about. We were going to be putting on the center. So we have that base of the tan color. I put some lash glue down, and while that dries, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Cosmetics Ultra Precise Brow Pencil and brunette, and making sure to get my brow defined, because once you put crystals and put gold leaves down, you don't want to have to manipulate that area anymore. So while the glue is drying a little, I'm just decided to go ahead and sculpt out my brow, and I'm just taking my time doing hair like strokes and tracing above and below the brow to make it look super defined. And I'm just taking my time with this because I already created the eye, and now I just want to make sure that I don't overdo it so that I have minimal area to clean up. And as you can see, my brows are super sparse, so it takes me a little bit of time to build things up, but I am just making the hair like strokes and then filling in any gaps where I feel like the brows need a little bit extra love. Now I'm going in with the concealer on a flat brush, and I am cleaning up the brow. I am making sure that everything looks nice and precise, and I am blending that out. So take your time and do this part, because the eye is already pretty much getting to where it's already done, and you don't want to have to over manipulate and start the eye over. So I add a little product as possible when I'm cleaning up the brow, and then blend it in to the color that is on the lid to make sure that it is a nice seamless blend. Now we're going to go ahead and start adding our gold flakes. I have a pack of the gold flakes, and you just tear it up into little pieces, and I'm using the rhinestone picker to pick those pieces up and place them on the eye where I had placed the glue, and just pushing it down and flattening it. I want this to have texture and layers, so I'm just taking my time as I place that onto the eye. Then I'm going into blend out the area where I cleaned up the brows and make sure that everything looks nice and seamless. And I'm just taking my time there, making sure that that line that you see is not so defined. I want that to be more brushed out. Now I decided to add some rhinestones, so I'm adding some rhinestones on the front of the eye, and we're going to add some in the center and the back as well. I feel like that line could still be a little bit more defined, so I just decided to blend that out a little more. And then I'm defining the end before I start adding the rhinestones on the end with a little bit of setting powder and a nice precise brush. And now I'm going in and adding my rhinestones, and I'm just going all around into the area in the front. Then I'm adding some rhinestones in with the gold flakes so that we have some dimension. So we have the lighting, you know, it's going to be bouncing off of the gold flakes as well as the rhinestones. And then I decided I wanted to have a little wing liner. So I went in with my NYX Epic liner, and I'm just mapping out how I want to have my liner. I decided to wing it, and I'm also going to bring that wing to the front as well. So just take your time as you are doing this part to make sure everything comes out perfect. And then I like to set my liner with a little black, and so that's what I was doing. And then clean up the liner with the setting powder and flat brush. Now we're adding our rhinestones to the back end of the eyeshadow look, and we're just putting them down, and I'll put variations of different sizes just to make sure that this just looks nice and festive. And now I'm just blending away all of the excess powder. Now we're going to go in with our e.l.f. Cosmetics Black Cream Liner into the waterline to make this even more sultry. Now I'm going in with my Lashing Out Glam mascara. This is the bottom line mascara, and it makes your lashes pop, as you can see. Then I went in with a little bit more of the setting powder just to make sure that we reinforce those areas, because this is taking some time, and so oils are seeping through already. Oily skin. Then I'm putting on my Quarantine and Chill lashes from Yoxic Lashes. And that looks gorgeous, but I decided I wanted to add some Ardell Individuals. Ooh, that looks so beautiful. I was thinking about just having the one in the center, but I actually ended up deciding to do 2 more. So I got 3 on the bottom. And then I went into my blush binder from the crayon case and went into the bronzer that's on the first page to add some color back into my face, because once you highlight and contour, the contour color is more of a cool tone, so it kind of leaves a flat surface, and this is just bringing warmth back to the face and just making it look alive. And I'm just blending out all around the areas where I would normally contour, right above where that contour is. And then adding a little bit of blush. Now we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Cosmetics blotting powder, and I'm tapping that all around my face. I use this as my finishing powder. For me, I feel that it makes everything look nice and airbrushed. In the end, I blend this all around everything, highlighting and contouring, and it just makes everything look seamless, and my skin looks so mattified. So I love it. Now I'm going to add a little mauve with my NYX Epic Liner. Well, I added 3 mauves. And then I just wanted to clean up any areas that need to be cleaned up with a little bit with the bronzer brush. I didn't add anything more to it. I just went over those areas. Going into the Lashing Out Glam 24 karat highlighter and adding that to my cheekbones. Look at how gorgeous this is. Absolutely stunning. And I'm adding that. This is Golden Goddess for real, okay? To the nose, between the nose, the lips. Beautiful. And then I decided to also add it to my décolleté. So I'm adding that to my décolleté as well, so we can be shimmering gold everywhere. It looks so beautiful. Perfect. We are shining, y'all. Now I'm going in with my crayon case honor roll highlighter, which is a champagne color, and it's just to reinforce the highlight. I just really want this highlight popping because we're trying to be a golden goddess here, okay? And this is the brow gel from Lashing Out Glam. It is scented and it is bomb. As you can see, the brows are looking nice. Then I went into my antique Lashing Out Glam Graffiti Liner, and I used it as a lipstick. Then I went into my Lashing Out Glam Cocoa Gloss and outlined my lips, blotted that. Then I went into my Juvias Place Nude Gloss from the Vanessa Mgaya collab and added more of the Cocoa Gloss from Lashing Out Glam. Then I added more of the gloss from Juvias Place. Then I decided I wanted this to look gold, so I went in with my highlighter from 24K, and look at how freaking beautiful. How beautiful is that? I didn't even expect it to look this beautiful, but man, this highlighter is everything. So now that we are slaying, honey, we're going to go ahead and finish the slay. I'll be back, and boom. Queen. Hey, queen. It's a queen, y'all. Period. This is so beautiful and regal. Ugh. I freaking love it. And serve. Alright, beauty, so this is the end of our first look. This is our first alter ego look. We are just a golden goddess, and I'm so here for it. It is so beautiful. I'm feeling very regal, and I am just basking in it. I absolutely love it. I have this blazer with the gold trim on it, and this huge necklace that's just super gaudy and beautiful. The earrings, the crown, everything is just giving. So this is for the Juvias Place contest for alter ego. Make sure you guys go to Instagram and vote for me and like my picture, please, so that I can win this contest. This is such a beautiful look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do when I started this, so it took me a little bit of time actually to kind of do this look, because I had to figure out where exactly I was going with it, but I love where it went. It's so beautiful. Let me know if you guys are feeling it the way I'm feeling it. Let me know if you are feeling the vibe that I'm feeling, because I am just getting all of the vibes from this look. It's so gorgeous. So I hope you guys are loving it. This is alter ego look number 1. Number 2 is coming right now. This is our second alter ego look. This is such a contrast to the gold. I wanted to do something that was warm and then something that was cool, and just have it really be super fancy, and just something that just would just exude regalness and I just love it. Don't forget that I'm going to be entering the contest for the Alter Ego contest for Juvia's Place. Make sure you guys like my picture on my Instagram, BeautyByYolanda, please, to help my entry. Thank you guys for always supporting me. Thank you for your love. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Subscribe. Hey, subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be your own kind of beautiful, because there's only one you. Bye.